The art of the interview. I love David Frost's definition of an interview. He says, on the surface, it is a simple format, two people sitting across from one another having a conversation. But underneath, it is often a power struggle, a battle for the psychological advantage. I'd like to think of an interview as a dance, perhaps because I like a softer approach when it comes to interviewing. Why would you want to interview someone? There are normally two reasons. They are the story, or they are an expert with a view on a story. For example, in the tragedy of the Grenfell fire, if you spoke to one of the residents, you would be speaking to someone who is the story. If you spoke to a fire regulation expert, you would be getting analysis on the event. Different interviewers will have their own styles and techniques. Jeremy Paxman used to ask the same question over and over until a frustrated government minister would finally come up with a response. Frost himself used silence as a tool to coax answers out of shady interviewees. An element of surprise works well and disarms your interviewee. I once asked the Prime Minister about his football team during an interview about the G8 summit. Left the field, but it worked. When it comes to lighter subjects to entertainment, I quite like using humor and surprise combined. When you make your interviewee laugh, you have already done the hardest part of the job. They will be a lot easier to work with. I believe it doesn't matter if you are interviewing someone for print or broadcast. You need to have the same energy and dynamism. Use your charm, use your humor. But the most important thing to bear in mind in an interview is that you are not talking to the president or to the Oscar-winning actor or a Nobel laureate. You are talking to a human. When you level with people, talk to them as equals. They respond better, trust me. We all have our doubts, uncertainties, anxieties, but don't let those take away from the joy you can have out of an interview. I don't want to give you a list of interviews to watch. I want you to find interviews in the genre that you're interested in. If you enjoy celebrity chats, find a few examples in that space. If you're a news junkie, search for examples. When you do watch them, I want you to try and isolate 3 techniques that the interviewer has used. Also, think about their shortcomings. How would you conduct the interview?